According to the question on page 137, the major axis is 120 millimeters. So 0, 60 for the center, and 120. I'm going to label these as point A and B. The central axis, or the minor axis, is 80 millimeters. So I'll first off draw my central axis, then I'll measure up 40, and measure down 40, and I have points C and D. Okay? Now, to draw my ellipse, what I choose to do is I'm going to use a Trammell method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have point P is going to draw all my points. Half the major is point 2, and half the minor is point 1. 1 must stay on the major axis, 2 must stay on the minor axis in order for me to find all these points. So, there's a dot, there's a dot, I'm using the Trammell method because I find it the quickest. What do I do with this scrap piece of paper when I finish the question?
You could reuse it. Keep it as evidence.
Could do. Yes, keep it as evidence, or if I'm doing an exam and I need... Was it? Attach it to the question if you're doing an exam, yeah. Because the examiner needs to see your evidence, okay? So, let me just keep marking this in, keeping 2 on the minor, 1 on the major, marking in all of our dots. 1 stays on the major, 2 stays on the minor axis, just to keep remembering that. Anything outside of that is incorrect. One stays on the major, 2 stays on the minor. P is the one that draws all the points. And then I can sketch that in. Drawing up all the dots. And then what I'm going to do is to find point P, we'll step up 30 millimeters from the major axis. We'll create a 30 millimeter horizontal cut. However, that cuts the curve gives us P or POC, point of contact, okay? Now, we did say it before we tackled this question that we do need some extra information or additional information. What is that information that we need? The focal points. So if we take the measurement of half the major, which is 60 millimeters, and we swing it from D or C, that would give us focal point 1 and focal point 2. And I'm going to label them in there as F1 and F2. If I put it on C, you'll notice that it'll be the same measurement, same information, so it can't be wrong. Okay, so we have our focal points. In order to draw the tangent, those focal points are very important. However, the piece of information that I also want to make clear for more difficult questions, and I've written this up on the board already, but I'm going to write it again down here. Is that the length of F1P, the length of that line, plus the length of P to F2 is equal to the major axis. Meaning, if that is P, this length here, and we don't necessarily need that for this question, but we will in the future, so that's why I'm telling you now, that length, which is F1 to P, plus P to F2, that length, okay, that plus that equals the length of your major axis, which is 120 millimeters. Do you understand that? Now, in order for us to get the tangent, we extend this line. So focal point 1 through P and focal point 2 through P gives us 4 angles. Angle 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay? To get the tangent, you're going to bisect angle 2 or 4. So to get the tangent, we're going to bisect, split into 2 equal sections. Angle 2 or angle 4. And to bisect, we know how to do that already. Set your compass, draw an arc, angle 2.
You bisect from like where the second focal point meets like the...
I'm bisecting this angle, so this red line here. So F1 goes through P, F2 goes through P, and it's either 2 or 4 that I can bisect. It doesn't matter which one because they're alternating angles, which means they're the same. If I joint that point back through P,
how do you get how long your compass has to be?
doesn't matter. The longer it is, I find it the easier it is to use.
Where did you get your 2 and 4 from?
By joining focal point 1 through P, focal point 2 through P, gives you 4 angles.
Or
1, 2, 3 and 4. To get the normal, we are going to bisect angle 3. Okay.
So where do you have your compass and your bisecting?
So, center of the angle, I'm bisecting angle 2, which is between the two red lines, drawing an arc. This is point A of the arc, that's point B of the arc. So you put it on A, draw one arc, and then put it on B and draw the same size arc, given you here. Okay, good question. And then the normal equals bisecting angle 3. So if I bisect angle 3, so again, just explain this. I thought we knew this already, but that's okay. We'll draw an arc in angle 3 here. Everybody paying attention? Drawing an arc here of angle 3, giving me 2 points, C and D. This here is point C. This here is point D. Should probably call them something different, but anyhow. Then I set my compass to any length. I find it easier, the longer it is the better, but you don't have to readjust it. I just do, because I find it just a little bit easier when it's longer. Easier to control the compass. Then I put it on to D, and I draw the same size arc. That's the key bit. You must draw the same size arc from C and D. Where the two of them cross, give us this point here. If I join that back to the POC, point of contact, or point P as it was provided in the question, that is what is known as your normal. Hope that makes sense.